Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Corrupt Crew Chronicles. Yeah, you all. So, y'all know I'm back with another one and another one. Yeah, another episode. I tell you, if you haven't checked out my Facebook page, please do so. I ask that you please check out my Facebook page. I just posted something else just a few minutes ago. Yes, I did. Like I said, I am relentless, I'm ruthless, and I'm unmerciful on that circus cult leader shitty one, Eli. I mean that, and I do mean that. I mean that I'm a predator on him. And I already been through that. But I'm going to go ahead and first of all talk about, I had an email I had to send out today. And it was regarding that woman who had the untimely death that I talked about on a few videos here on this channel, because she fucked with me. And so did I sent it out today, because they had a memorial service on Friday. And I said, I'll go ahead, give 2 days and everything. I said, I'm sending it out today. Let folks know. See, this what happened when you fuck with folks that got high spiritual rank. Mean that. And the rest's coming. The rest of them getting theirs. For real. I mean that. Put it all in the email. I give 0 fucks. I tell folks, don't go around fucking with folks with high spiritual rank. Don't go around fucking with people, period. Just leave folks alone. That's all you gotta do. Live your life and let others live theirs. Leave folks alone. Mean that. But getting on Circus Cult Leader Shitty One, Eli. Where do I start? Well, I talked about a little bit about Friday night with him standing up there in the mismatched clothes and everything, but I didn't get on this. The one who's, the one she talked about her, house talk from the state of Texas and everything, and she gives the announcements. Well, I talked about her daughter being in there and how she blew up looking like the Goodyear blimp. And yeah, she's still in there. I seen her on camera on Friday night and on Saturday wearing a poncho to cover up that extra weight. Girl, take that poncho off. One thing about me, anybody who knows me, they know I never covered up. Never did. Here I am in all my fullness. The sunshine, baby. The sunshine. Okay? And for real, mean that. What you coming up for? What you hiding for? Yeah. Lieutenant Dummy's son number 1, he ran through her. She was the one who he was over there when they were teenagers in that funeral home. They was over there having sex and then carried that mess on over to when we got into that raggedy ass dump of a building they sitting in now. Yeah, the singing sister, she used to roommate with the mother and with her. Yeah, had a house and was, roommate. And, one day the singing sister, I think she was off from work and that daughter didn't know. They in there banging like Simper seen Lieutenant Dummy's son number 1 Simper sneaking on out the house and everything. Yeah, I put in that 2016 email. I sure did. Yeah, y'all know the singing sister I'm talking about that he kicked out of there with the singing brother. Yeah, sure did. Put it in that 2016 email. And he don't want her because he already had her. I mean, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? See, I'm going to tell y'all something. Just looking at that whole situation, because it is rumored that that Circus Cult leader Shitty One, Eli, he used to put his hands on, and it may even still be going on to this day, but it was rumored that he was putting his hands on that whore wife Shitty Two of his, that whore wife of his Shitty Two. And see, the thing about it is they was, like I said, fooling around having sex before they got married. And she got with child. I'm talking about their horrible wife, Shitty too. And he had her to go get taken care of. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When a woman is with child and she go ahead and get that taken care of. That all came out in one of the confessions, actually the first confessions that we had over there at that funeral home. See, them confessing started over there. Us, well, I don't say us, but those when we were in there, it started at that funeral home in like 2014. That's when it started. Yeah, in the year 2014. Because that was the last year that we was in that funeral home. And that was the first year with the confession started. And we have been up there as a congregation confessing for some days. And those of you all who listen to me, I know Sister Keita remembered. I know she does. But there's some others I'm sure that's no longer in there remember. And she had finally gone ahead, had already got up her, but then we was up her for day, didn't get back up there and talk about that. And then he's sitting there because he was sitting down in a chair in the front in that, what you won't call that sanctuary over there in that funeral home. And he dropped his head. He said, I forgot all about that. He didn't forget about that. He was just hoping that she wasn't going to say anything. Because why didn't he get up there and say it? He remember everything else. He get up there and got a good memory with talking about us, the ones who gone and been away from there, like back in 2019 when he made that, got up there on that Saturday, running his mouth on us, those who had been gone from up out there, had been gone for years, hadn't made videos, hadn't emailed him, hadn't bothered him or nobody else that was in there. Got right up there and started running us now, calling our names back in 2019. Yeah, I'm going to keep bringing everything up. Yeah, and so anyhow, so, and then also, he was already in a relationship and she knew it. That whole wife of his, Shitty too, knew that he was in a relationship and was living with a woman who was going to the same church as them. She was a member in the same church as them. And Shitty one and that woman had an apartment together. And Shitty too, that whole wife, was hiding in the closet. The police got called and everything. He told that to the singing brother. Yes, he did. He told us, and I put it in a 2016 email. Yeah. So she numbered a horse, so he whooped on her. He whooped up on that ass. And that's the same thing as with that Lieutenant Dummy Son number 2. He whooping up on that wife of his, her wife's ass, because they, again, already went through that. Over there at that funeral home, when they were teenagers, they were having sex and already went through that, him sneaking out and going into her parents' home and all that, and them having sex and all that. She was pregnant with their first child, that bastard ugly, and she's a bastard and she's ugly. That daughter, there's a little girl there's, yes, for real. And sat here and put that, yeah. So did sat here and yeah, circus code leader, Shitty one. Eli, he went ahead and married them because she was already pregnant. That whore daughter-in-law, his. So yeah, whooping up on her because, they see them as whores. They done ran through them already. Sit up there, had bastards by them and everything. They really didn't want them. They just want them for good time. Good time girls got caught up. See what I'm saying? For real. I'm being serious. I'm keeping it all the way 100% real. Yeah. And like I said, I seen her and she had that poncho on. Yeah. Still up in there, covering up that way. Girl, take that poncho off. You ain't that cold up in there. And not that cold up in there. And for real, gonna sit up here and gonna team me up with her. when I was in there and talking about some healthy, talking about making sure somebody working out. But you need to be making sure she working out. And yeah, got up there. And then also on Friday night, I got hot off this. He's sitting up here. And now I know that this one, he's a brother. I still refer to him as being a brother in there. He's married, but separated. When I say that, I'm talking about he still live with his wife because he allowed for him to be back with his wife, and they are out of towners. Now he and his wife, and they have 3 sons. They came in when we was over at that funeral home, and this brother had big money. I'm just going to put the description out here. He gave that circus code leader Shitty One a $20,000 check, $20,000 when we was over there in that funeral home. Just gave it to him. Yeah. Wasn't no investment. Just, he had big money. Broke down. He just broke. Like I said, that circus code leader, he sits up here and he gets those brothers with them big money making jobs, or either if they got their own business, they pulling in big money income revenue, and some type of way he twists that word. He manipulates it to where they gotta shut down their business or either gotta leave their job. And so anyhow, the wife went ahead because she was and still is a school teacher. She's a primary elementary school teacher, K through 5, and she went ahead and she left, and you know, she was still in there when I left from up out of there in 2016. But then like it was a little bit later on that she went ahead and she left because that's when that circus code leader Shitty One was on that mess, talking about the women in there with they had children that were a certain age, couldn't work, talking about they need to be at home, and they need to be guiding the house and all this and that, and pull them, tell them they got to get off their job and stop working and stuff. And she wasn't. She was like, and her husband, the brother, he was trying to get her to stop working, and she was like, I'm not gonna stop working. And so she, that circus code leader Shitty One, it got back to us that he stood up there, he preached on her, and will talk that shit. Ain't no damn preaching. Talk that shit on her, and then at the end gonna say, well, you still love me, and then say her name, trying to be funny. Yeah, she went on about her business and, no longer, participates in anything. And yay, I'm so happy, so glad, and I hope that her husband gets on from up out of there, because I know that he is one of the 10%. He's not corrupt. Well, anyhow, that circus code leader standing up there and looking over him Friday night talking about, yeah, I don't want to hear no stupid nigga talk coming out your mouth. Don't come to me and call his name a few times. Yeah, talking about, yeah, you don't like your job and all this, that nigga quit and talk. And I don't want to hear that. Be faithful over a little bit. I started out on making $5.75 an hour. Y'all, I posted his resume. Look on my Facebook page. I just posted just a little bit ago today. Look at that lousy ass resume. He is nothing but a nigga bum. Okay? No higher education, no professional work, not having his own business, anything. Look at that. And I have not altered that resume in any way except for taking off the residential address, his email address, and his phone number. Everything else on there, and I have removed his name off the top. But yes, that is his resume. Because like I told you all on some videos way back that, of course, me being assistant secretary in there, I sometimes with those loans that they were applying for to get a building, for that circus code, you have to send in his resume, since he is the pastor. He's of that, the CEO officer. Yeah. That listed because, it is a tax exempt organization. Yeah. Look at that resume. And he got his nerve trying to run his mouth, talk about that somebody talking about some nigga quitting and all this mess that he was saying. And then he said it again on Saturday when I was watching. Yeah, sit up here and say something and slick out of his mouth and then gonna sit where could look over there where I guess where the brother's sitting. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, nigga. Nigga bum one, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna go ahead and post your resume. Yeah, that's what I posted it for. But yeah, and then, like I said, he up there also then on Saturday. He up there after he get done, because he was up there talking on Saturday, and then on Friday had the one older single minister up there on Friday night, and then he get his ass up there on Saturday running talking that shit out of his mouth, and then afterwards talking about, yeah, somebody do something to me, why I be worried about if they gonna get theirs, why I be worried they gonna get theirs. I said, no, you trying to make reference to me or anybody else who done left from on up out of there, and we doing this, coming together, getting information on you and everything and putting it out. No, that's justified. Nobody's getting any recompense from that. I can tell you that right now, boy. And I told you I had spiritual rank over you, boy. I'm talking directly to you, Circus Code Leader Shitty One Eli. You hear me, boy? Nothing gonna sit up here and negative happen to me about what I'm doing. I'm justified in the eyes of the divine spirit of my ancestors, what I'm doing with you, boy. You keep your mouth closed. You shut up. I mean that. Just like you sit up here talking about y'all gearing to eat and everything, still didn't have that food up in there right. Not going back there working out and everything. That's okay, because I got something for that too. And I'm going to tell you this much as well. I remember that the one brother who's no longer in there, he was a young usher. He was a young brother usher in there, over there at that funeral home, and he made some videos on you. You have an arrest record when it comes down to one of those elders or something, deacon, something at that church y'all come out of, has sat up here and bailed you out. You got arrested for domestic violence. I'm going to look into it, boy, and I'm going to pull that record. I'm going to pull that record, boy. I told you, boy, I'm a predator on you. Anything that come in my mind, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it. Do you hear me? I am. And when I get my hands on it, because I know what counties y'all lived in, and the only thing I had to do, those are public records, and they will send them electronic. They have it now to where you can pay for it online and get any records sent electronically. I am about ready to get them records, boy. Do you hear me, boy? You fucked up, and you know you have. Like I said, do not make any reference to me, to the videos I'm making. Don't make any description about me. Call my name, and it goes for the rest of my fellow brothers and sisters who's no longer in there too. You do it, and you see what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I'm not playing with you. I just got started, boy. This is nothing but a hobby for me. You know that. I get my, oh gosh, I do. I love it. I love this thing. That what you say, I love this thing. I love it. I do. I mean that. I'm going to get that record. I'm going to get those records. I'm going to get those records, boy. I sure do. I sure am. I'm going to get those records, and I'm going to be posting them. I sure am. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it. I'm digging, I'm finding. I mean that. That sit up here and spark my memory. And I'm gonna say this. I'm glad for those who are separated, who's not in there any longer. And I believe it's all wives. And, their husbands are still sitting in there. I'm so glad that they have a support amongst each other where they talk to each other on a regular basis, because coming out of there, of course, each one of us is in our own situation. Just like I was single when I went in, I was single when I came out. So I can only really relate to, and I didn't have, of course, any children, so I can only really relate to fellow brothers and sisters who, were single when they went in, single when they came out, no children. I can't, and then even when it comes down to married couples who, went in there together and they came out together, or even if, one was separated on the outside while the other one stayed in and the other one eventually came out, they're back together, reconciled, they're with their spouses. It's totally different for the ones who are sitting out, who are actually out here living their lives freely, and their husbands, their spouse is still in there. It's totally different. So I'm glad that they have that support system amongst each other, to where they keep each other strong with, no, don't go back in there. Don't do that. It'll work out to where, your spouse will eventually come out, and just holding strong like that. I'm glad. I was so happy to hear that. And I mean that. So that's why I said I'm doing all this. It's not for me. It's not just, I would say, just not just for me. Yeah, I'm included in it. But this what I'm doing, like I said, a mission assignment given to me from divine spirit, and my ancestors will ask me to do it, and I accepted it. This is for others as well. I mean that. And anybody else who may come across my channel, and listen to my videos and, and be like, oh gosh, I was in a situation, I was in a cult, or if they know somebody who's in a cult or something like that, putting out other awareness, just like with that sexual violation with that little boy that happened inside there by that teenage boy. It's this awareness for a lot of different areas. But I'm boy, when I say boy, I'm talking about Circus Code leader, Shitty One, Eli. I'm on you, boy. I'm a predator on you. And I'm going to get them records. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this video short. I'll be back with another video. But until that time, I'm signing out.